The philosophy of Vietnamese food emphasizes the balance of 5 main things that they think are important for health and well-being. A combination of sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and hot. Vietnamese cuisine is also steeped with French influence. And nowhere is that more evident than in their classic, iconic street food sandwich, the Banh Mi. Welcome pot stickers, I'm Greg, and I'm going to show you how I make my vegan Banh Mi sandwich right now. While there are many different variations of Banh Mi sandwiches that have all kinds of different ingredients, a classic one is typically a sandwich that has a creamy, savory layer of pate, some kind of a meat. It could be a preserved meat or a freshly cooked meat, whether that's pork or chicken or something like that. It has fresh vegetables like cucumbers. It has spicy chilies like fresh jalapeño or fresh red Thai chilies. And it has some kind of a sweet and sour pickle. Classic Vietnamese pickle would be a pickled daikon, radish, and carrot. It's also finished with some kind of a fresh herb like cilantro. I've tried to represent all of these flavors into my vegan version. Okay, let's talk about the bread. Now, the French brought their baguettes into the country, and the Vietnamese people adopted it and made it their own. A classic banh mi is served on a baguette that is less chewy and soft inside, but has a thin, crispy crust. It's a little bit different than the chewy baguettes that you would find in Paris. I posted a video with my baguette recipe that works perfectly for this sandwich. I'll put the link down below. You can use my dough recipe and divide it into single-sized servings and shape them into the classic Vietnamese baguette shape like this. Or, if it's easier, you can just cook the normal baguette and cut it into sandwich-sized pieces, like I'm using here today. A banh mi sandwich will also start with a smear of pate. This is another example of the French influence on Vietnamese cuisine. I'm using my vegan walnut pate today that I showed in the last video. It is perfect for this sandwich because it has a really creamy texture that spreads well on the bread and has that savory note that will blend well with all of the fresh flavors in this sandwich. For the meat component, I'm using Butler Soy Curls. This is a wonderful product that I incorporate into a lot of my vegan dishes, and you can find them on Amazon if you can't find them locally in your stores. I'll put a link down below where you can order them from Amazon. I first hydrate my dried soy curls in a mixture of water, Maggi seasoning, soy sauce, salt, some ginger powder, and some garlic powder. This sort of approximates a seasoned ginger soy flavor, and I like to infuse that into the soy curls up front. After they hydrate for about 30 minutes or so, I'll remove them from the soaking liquid and saute them in a hot pan with a little bit of oil. I'll add a bit of those same seasonings to that pan too, just to make sure that flavor is well incorporated into those soy curls. Once these cook and get a little bit of brown char on them, I'll add a little bit of that soaking liquid back just to make sure they stay moist. I'll cover it and then I'll chill it, and I always keep these in the fridge to use cold in my sandwich. If you prefer to use it hot in the sandwich, that's fine too, but I generally prefer to have this sandwich cold. A nice variation of this is to use some finely chopped lemongrass when you're sauteing those soy curls, because that adds more of that Vietnamese sort of flavor to it. I didn't have any on hand, so I didn't use it today. The ginger works just fine, but if you want that lemongrass flavor, it really is good. On top of the soy curls, I'm putting a layer of freshly sliced cucumber and then some freshly sliced jalapeños. This gives you that clean vegetable crunch of the cucumber and the spicy heat from those jalapeños. If you prefer a spicier chili, go ahead and use a Thai red chili or something else. For the sweet and sour, I'm using a Vietnamese daikon and carrot pickle. This is simple to make. All you need to do is peel and shred about equal parts of carrots and daikon radish. I usually sprinkle a little salt on them and let them sit for about 30 minutes to draw out some of the water and make them a little bit soft. After that, I'll rinse it really well with water and drain it. For my pickling liquid, I'm only using 3 ingredients, and I use my 1-2-3 method. That is 1 part sugar, 2 parts vinegar, and 3 parts water. If I use those ratios, I always get a perfect sweet and sour pickling liquid that works perfect for this pickle. Just put the veggies in a jar, cover it with that pickling liquid, and I like to let it sit for at least a day. You can use it sooner if you want, but I prefer it to pickle for at least 24 hours. It will last in your fridge for at least a month, if not longer. To complete the sandwich, add some fresh cilantro. If you like other herbs like fresh mint or Thai basil, go ahead and use those too. I'm going to finish this with a little bit of a vegan mayo that I whisked in a little bit of sriracha sauce into, and that just tops the sandwich off perfectly. And that is my Bánh Mì Chay, or Vietnamese vegetarian banh mi sandwich. This is all plant-based and vegan and is full of flavor and totally satisfying. Give it a try. I know you're going to love it. Thank you for watching, and join me next time as the pot thickens. Oh, bread. I love bread. I love bread. I love my bread. You can't take the bread out of my hands.